let's have a look at the Android app. The app is available in Play Store, Google Play Store. Select it, search there for 4x4 Mon, and then you install the app. Okay, once you've got the app installed, you've got to enable Bluetooth. Go to your Bluetooth settings and you scan for available devices, and it should come up with 4x4 Mon. Select it and it will pair. The password is 1234. Connect to it, go to the 4x4 Mon app, and then you need to enable Bluetooth. Select enable Bluetooth, go down the list and select 4x4 Mon. It will ask you if you want to use the same device the next time that you connect. So if you select yes, then it won't ask you again to pair with a device. It will be enabled automatically. Okay, now the app is enabled. If we go to select custom, there you get the settings. Next to sensor to the right, there's a little star that's showing blue. When that star is enabled, it means the device is active and it's communicating with the Bluetooth. Then you get all your settings. You can enable the sensor or you can disable it. And you can disable the alarm as well. The first one is EGT. You can set the value there, water temperature, then gearbox, temperature 1 and temperature 2. You can select your own text that you want next to it. In this case, gearbox, and we set the temperature maximum for 110. Voltages, it will give you a minimum and maximum amount. So if it goes below a certain value, it will trigger the alarm, or above a certain value. The same with oil pressure. You can select the minimum, maximum. Then you get the turbo boost. It can go up to 2 bar. You select the maximum where you want the alarm to go off. And then the water pressure. Normal water pressure around about 1.2 bar before the water will start pushing through the cap. There's an option to detect water pressure if there's a sudden loss of pressure, if a pipe bursts or something. Then you get to water level sensitivity. This is how quick it will react. So if it's low, it will react quick. If you move it up, it will take longer before it reacts. So if you're in a situation where you move around and the water splashes, you want to make it longer. Otherwise, the default is react quickly. The next one, alarm delay. Okay, alarm delay tells the unit if the unit will try use the sensors. If the battery voltage, say for instance the battery starts charging, or the EGT picks up above 100 degrees, there's a lot of conditions. It will look at these conditions, and if they are all true, then it will assume that the engine is running. Or if you don't have any sensors plugged in, you can set a delay time before it will assume the engine is running. After that period, the alarms will start working. So if you make it a minimum, then it will enable the alarm system right away. Otherwise, it will wait a certain time period and then it will enable the system. Or you can disable this feature, and if you just want to use the sensors. LCD off delay. This is the time period, how long the unit should keep on running after you switch off the ignition. So the display unit keeps on running and you can still read the values there. The next one is the brightness that you want to set the LCD. The LCD connects to the light switch. There's a pin that connects to the light switch. When you switch the lights on at night, it will dim the LCD, and you can define the brightness with this little slider that you want to set it on. Okay, once you've got all your settings done, you on the right hand activate settings. Okay, it will start reading the values of the unit. Okay, and the display, There you can see the water. It's the same settings or this display that you get on the LCD unit. So you can buy the unit and you don't need to plug in the LCD. You can just connect it to an Android phone and you can get the same settings. Okay, then there's a more settings. There you can get some maximum readings, say water temperature, gearbox, transfer box, EGT. There's some settings there, and it also gives you running hours and service hours. And you can leave it off, and at the top in the right hand corner it will use the phone's own GPS to get the speed that you're driving. So if you've got your GPS enabled on the phone, it will show you the speed that you're driving. Next, let's go to the factory. Factory settings, normally you leave the settings alone. The things that you can calibrate is the battery settings. If you put a multimeter on your battery and you want to get a better, more accurate setting, you can click on the plus sign and you can select calibrate at the top. And then it will calibrate it and it will give feedback when it's finished, and you can see the new value of the voltage that it adjusted to. So it's a time consuming process, but you can set it there. Read maximum readings, you can clear the maximum readings or the service hours or running hours, or you can just do one of them. And then use service hours and you select clear, and it will clear the service hours. There's a sound that it executed the command, and you go to display, select more, and you should see the service hours has cleared. It's starting from new again. The next thing that you can do, right at the bottom, that sound at the beginning, it reads the current values, and after a while it will give you a sound once it's got all the values from the device. The last one on the list is the Bluetooth name. If you don't want 4x4 mon, say you want your registration of the car's number plate or something, then you can change the value there. Set it to something else and you can set it. Once you've set it, it requires an on-off. So you've got to switch the ignition off and on again, and then it will use the new Bluetooth name. The last one is relays. Let it read the current value. Relays, the first thing, it's got 2 relays. Then you've got a value of ignition. Should the ignition be on or off? This is a line, tells you what the relay should react on. Say the ignition should be on, and it will react on any alarm. So when the alarm goes off, it will trigger the relay, and you say follow ignition. When the car goes off, it should switch the relay off again. And then you can set the timer if you want that as well. Say 20 seconds after the relay switch on, you want to switch a timer off or trigger the relay. What you also can do is you can do, say you want to build a turbo protector that looks at the EGT. Say you want to follow the ignition, and when the car is switched off, the ignition is off, you want to listen at EGTs, and the EGT should be, say, under 250 degrees, and then you switch the relay off. So the next line is the relay off. And let's take the last one. Say you want to do a water temperature and you want to connect a fan to it. Say if the water temperature goes over 95 degrees, it switch the fan on, and if the water goes below 90 degrees, it should switch it off again. And let's repeat that cycle. So it will control the switch the whole time, and the ignition switch should be on for both the on and off state of the relay. Okay, once you're happy with it, you can demo of the Android app. Hopefully in the future there will be one for the Apple system as well. And when you're finished and done, you can select exit.